had a dream, now it's to succeed. That's when you was hating on me. But when I get bad, then you get more mad, and then you start envying me.
It's the video that everybody wants. So Mickey Thicky, let's get into it. So as y'all know, I made a decision, a couple of weeks ago, to leave my job, my full-time job, the job that I went to school for all these years. I made the decision to leave my job to do my own thing, which includes dancing on TikTok and promote mental health awareness that way. And when you make such a big decision like that, a lot of people are gonna question it, and and they're gonna be skeptical. And I remember I had a guy on TikTok say, okay, anybody who goes to school for a stable medical job and leaves to do social media is a grade A idiot, and I replied only to just say that, okay, let's see where I get to in a year, and let's see if I made the right decision or not. I already know that I made the right decision, and you really don't owe anybody an explanation for anything. I want the people who follow me, whether you follow me on TikTok or whether you follow me on Instagram, like, you should know that when you make a decision for yourself, you don't owe anybody a single thing. You don't even owe them a look back. Like, it doesn't matter. But this video is important. I feel like people need to hear my thought process, because 2020 has been a long year. A lot of people are burnt out. I know at one point I was. So I just want y'all to hear my thoughts, and maybe this can help somebody. But I'll get straight into it. I went to school for almost 9 years, getting this DNP degree, Doctor of Nursing Practice, and being able to do my job as a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner, which, trust me, I love the job. I love the job, and it gives me a sense of purpose, and it's the best job I've ever had. But obviously I've been doing social media, and people have been following my journey. I've started out on TikTok. I was talking about my journey, through school, and talking about my book, which, now is not the time to promote the book. But I just talked about my journey, through social media, and I talked about, different ways to promote mental health awareness. And, I would get on there, I'd do my little dances, little dice roll, whatever the case may be. But, I found the platform to be exciting, and, I would go on live. I did this throughout the year, and I realized something. I realized that a lot of people are struggling. A lot of people are suffering. A lot of people, are going through it. And 2020 has been one of those years that, if you got through this year unscathed, more power to you. Once the year started off with the Kobe Bryant thing, I was like, yo, I'm already tired, and it's only January. But the power of social media, like, the more I did it, I started to get this crazy idea that, I could do this for a career. Like, I might be able to do this. I might could pull this off. And I would do my videos, and I would get support from the community. So special thanks to TikTok. Those guys believed in me from the jump, sending me gear and stuff like that. And even now, my Instagram is kind of blowing up. And the more I would do social media, I realized to myself, okay, I can do this as a career. I know I can, but I was afraid, and that's one of the biggest reasons I'm making this video. Like, think about all the things that you would do if you weren't afraid of failure, and for me, I have to take the path of least regret. I'm not going to be there 67 years old talking about, Mickey Thicky, I could have gone after my dreams, but I decided to take the safe path, and this decision, it is scary for me. I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared. I do it scared. That's one of my quotes. If you've been following me on TikTok, we know I say, I do it scared. Do things that you're scared of. And the reason is you have to challenge yourself. You have to be okay with failure. And I've been rejected at so many things in life that at this point, I don't really care. And it's put me to the position to where I'm actually dangerous. Like, I can achieve so much because I'm not being held back by the opinions of other people. Like I said, I don't care. I just want to make myself happy, and in turn, that gives me the strength to take care of other people and to be this positive, guy on social media. So people see me, doing the little raps and things like that. But it comes from a place of being self-aware and doing the things that I have to do for myself, so that way I can put out good into the world. But not to get sidetracked, because I always do that. I was doing social media, for all year, and I realized that, you know what, I can make this a career. But then I had to ask myself, okay, what is stopping me from making social media a career? Obviously I've made, good money off of, online, but that money pales in comparison to the money they make at the hospital. Like, you go to school, you get all those loans for a reason, because you feel confident. Okay, yeah, I got $130,000 in student loans, but I'm pretty confident I can pay it back with this nice six-figure salary. And that's the path that, I plan to take. But then as I start to do social media, I'm like, you know what? I can do this for a career, but I have to sacrifice for just a little bit. And then once I figured out like my purpose and what I wanted to do, then everything became crystal clear. I stopped spending money on things I didn't need. And that's one thing about money. You make money and then, you find things that you have to buy. Like, okay, I need to buy this. I need to buy that. I need to do this. I need to do that. I realized, okay, I came from Section 8 housing, Nashville, Tennessee. I can go back to, oodles and noodles. I can go back to, Pop-Tarts. Not that I want to do that, but I can live humbly once again as I chase my dreams. So once I realized that the only thing that was preventing me from taking that next step and quitting my job, packing up my bags and going to California to do social media, once I realized that the only thing that was stopping me was myself and my self-limiting beliefs, then I started to get this crazy desire within me. I'm like, you know what? I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to do this, and there's nothing that's going to stop me from doing it. And the more I felt that way, I began to be more passionate about, using social media to help not only myself, but to help the people around me. The more I started to get that idea in my head, something interesting happened at work. Like, I love my job working on the forensic unit. I feel like I made a great impact on a lot of patients, and there are a couple of patients that I feel like, I did some things that helped to change their life, and I will never forget those moments, working with all the great psychologists, the nurses, the other NPs and physicians. Like, I had a great time, working at the state hospital. But as COVID came and, my caseload became, it kind of picked up. The job became harder, and working in inpatient psych, it's not an easy job. You're dealing with severe mental illnesses. You're dealing with people who it's a vulnerable population, right? These are guys who, a lot of them don't have insurance, and you're the provider. You have to take care of them, and you have to essentially do your best to keep them alive. So it's not an easy job, but I get online and, I'm dancing and laughing, so people think that it's easy, but it's not an easy job. And with COVID and with me not being able to, see my family and, feeling like I was getting burnt out, I had to make a decision. The last 6 weeks, about the last month and a half of work, I felt like something was off. I'm not sure what was off, but I could feel that I was losing like a desire for the job, and working, typical Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 or 8 to 5, whatever the case may be. I felt like my desire was like it wasn't there, and I wasn't sure what was going on, and but something was going on, and I was starting to get a little anxious, and I'm not an anxious type of person. So, the last month and a half it's been beneficial for me because, I have patients with anxiety, and I'm also on the other side of things. And I'm like, okay, you need to do this, get some sleep, we'll give you this medication for that, blah, blah, blah. But now it's my turn to be on the other side, and I'm dealing with anxiety, trying to figure out, what the hell to do in my life. There was one day which pretty much put everything into perspective. I woke up at 6 a.m., was trying to go to the gym. I couldn't get to the gym, but I woke up at 6 a.m. and I got up, I went on my normal routine, got the dog out to pee, and I felt like I was dragging, and something was off. I wasn't sure what was off, but something was off. I compared it to the feeling you get when you're, you're walking outside and you have your tennis shoes on and you feel like there's something inside your shoe, right? You'll be running and you'll be like, there's something in my shoe, I got to get it out. And you'll take your shoe off and then you'll shake your shoe and you say, oh, it's a rock. And you get it out, you feel better. So something was off, and I couldn't quite put a finger on it. And then I realized, I'm like, you know what? I don't like this as much as I used to. I realized that I'm like, you know what? Like, my desire is not there. Like, I like going into work, I'm excited. New patient, okay. let me read a history. What medication changes do we have to do? Like, I'm excited to get to it. Like, I just want to get to it. Like, I love my job, but I realized that at that point in time, something wasn't right. I just didn't have that desire, and I realized that should I stay at a job where I've kind of lost the desire, what it means is that I'm going to work, and I'm collecting a paycheck, and that's my primary objective. And let me tell you something about mental health. If you work in this field and your primary objective is to go in and get a paycheck because you want to get paid, you want to get paid the big bucks, or wherever you want. I want to get money so I can do this. You're gonna burn out. You're gonna burn out really fast. You have to have a desire to want to do that job. I don't care, what you are or what you do. If you work in mental health, it's a difficult job. Trust me. You have to have that desire within yourself to want to do it, or else you won't last very long. You won't last. I give you 6 months, a year. Like, you're gonna burn out. Trust me. And once I realized that, I knew that I had to make a decision. And luckily, I had positioned myself to where I could at least financially take the risk. I paid off a lot of debt and credit cards, personal loans. I got rid of that stuff, and I've been saving. And brand deals that I've been able to get throughout the year, I just put that away in savings. And then I realized, what? I can take this risk. I can go out. I can do this. I can quit my job, and like I said, when I was trying to get the courage to quit my job, I was anxious. Like, I'd be sitting there in bed, like, having a hard time falling asleep because I'm like, okay, I want to do this, but I'm too scared, to do this. And then, the negative thoughts come in. I'm like, oh, you're scared, you can't do it, and I finally got the courage to make a decision that was best for me. And I'll never forget the day that I typed my resignation letter. I typed it. I was at the computer. I got down. I said, "All right, I'm finna do this." I sat down. I'm like, "All right, coach, we're gonna do this." I got in front of the computer. I was like, "Dear, blah blah blah. I've had a fantastic time out here, but I regret to inform you that I'm choosing to walk away from my job to pursue other opportunities." I just left it at that. And the moment that I hit send on the email, I was like, oh shit, I can't take this back. But the moment I hit send, that was the most liberating thing I've ever done. I felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulders. I no longer felt anxious. I no longer felt afraid. I felt so good. And that feeling that I had at that point in time, that's why I'm making this video, because maybe somebody will see this and maybe it will inspire you to make that decision. And you know what you have to do for yourself, right? I think in life you have to know, you have to have good timing. You have to know when to leave the party. You have to know when to leave the relationship, and you have to know when to leave the job. And a lot of times people are frustrated because you don't know when to leave. Sometimes you're not meant to be in a certain thing for a long period of time. Like, maybe God, or if you don't believe in God, whatever the case may be, you were meant to be in a certain place for a certain period of time, and after that you were supposed to learn from that. You learn and then you move on. You're not supposed to stay stationary and stagnant. So for me, I realized that, hey, it's time for me to go. And I've always thought about going out west, to California, being in a bigger city and making some things shake. And it's something that I've wanted to do for a long time, and since 2017, 2018, to be honest. And it's probably the worst kept secret amongst me and my inner circle, that I wanted to go to LA and give it a shot, and to disrupt the industry. I want to go out there. I'm not even sure what I want to do, to be honest. I'm stepping on faith. I don't even have a concrete plan, but I know what my end goal is. So I'm gonna go out there, and I still love working. I just know that I cannot work 5 days a week. My energy has to be spent, you can say dancing, using TikTok, which is a powerful platform. So I don't mind, doing my little dances and, whatever the case may be, because I'm not concerned about people's opinions about me. So people will have things to say, and I want that for everybody who's watching this video. Don't be concerned about what people have to say about you, because people always have, something to say about what you're gonna do. And the same way, I'm not concerned when people are like, oh, Coach, you're the best, you did all this stuff. Like, people love you, then they hate you, then they love you again. So I have to define, like, how I feel about myself, and that's the most important thing at the end of the day, while being mindful about what the people who are closest to me, what they say about me, and how I can improve and things like that. So that's why I decided to step away, from a job or six-figure job or whatever, to make TikToks. And I'm a firm believer that, how you make your money is more important than how much you make. So if I never make the same amount that I've made this past year, which I doubt, but just say, hypothetically speaking, if I never make, six figures again or whatever the case may be, I'm perfectly fine, because I'm doing something that I love. So I think with all the opportunities that we have in social media, and there's an abundance of opportunities around, like, we should not be doing things that we don't like to do. So that's what I've decided to do. I hope that this video helps somebody out. I won't keep y'all much longer, because I've said what I needed to say. So that's pretty much this video, and I just want y'all going to this new year, 2021, for the people who follow me at least, we don't let self-limiting beliefs, control our lives. We don't listen to the opinions of other people. We don't live lives that we don't want to live. We do what we want to do. Within reason, right? But we do things that are authentic to ourselves, and we live within our ourselves, and we go after our purpose, and that's how you stay excellent, and that's how you that's a great way to be happy and content. So that's all I have for this video, and I'm gonna keep putting out more videos on YouTube so y'all can see me on different platforms across the internet. So once again, I appreciate y'all. If you've made it through this video, I love you, and just go out there and be happy. That's all I want for y'all. Peace.